Greetings, brothers, and welcome to another video. And today, we're going to be watching Gamza's video. Ooh, some may love him, some may hate him. I don't give a shit. I'm going to still watch it anyways, and you can fucking deal with it. Or you're just going to be one of those people who's like, stop watching fucking VTubers or making VTubers video. It's my channel, I don't care. Fuck off. But the main reason I would want to watch this video with you guys, and then even though I already watched it, but that's a different story. But the reason I want to watch this is because I want to show people, not just in, Gamza's perspective, but I want to show it in my perspective. And sure, I could just maybe make my solo video, show, random comments and all that. Yeah, that is fair. Probably I could have done that myself. But I think it's just more of that. I just want to show, like, the differences on one hand, like the difference me and Gamza think, but also just to show how fucking absolutely astronomical, universally 40k fans being fucking retarded. As you can tell, me and Gamza have a very different flavor when it comes to approaching on this topic. Anyways, let's go watch this, and yeah, I might pause mid-video. You know how it is. Classic shit. So, I watch, talk, pause, talk, and then repeat. Or whatever.
Why, hello there, everybody. Welcome to...
Why am I hearing this? It's a very, very small nitpick. Well, then again, that's what happens when you do a little bit of voice acting hobby for a bit and then pay attention to every single detail. To explain, if people don't catch it, I'll give it another shot.
Why, hello there, everybody.
So, it's just a minor nitpick. This is not just me telling Gamza, like, improve the video audio quality. It's just me just hearing it. I'm like, I don't want to hear it. Out of my head. This is essentially just background noise going, literally like a 3 a.m. microwave and shit. Like, the fuck are you doing? Like, are you making some noodles? Then again, Gamza's like 25% Asian, so he probably just made some noodles on the side while just eating and roasting the shit out of fucking comments and all that shit. That's understandable. Or you're just working on these 3 fucking printers and just making a very tall Titan. Or, which is the most logical one, and people might speculate, it is his PC that is noisy as fuck. So I think it's time to put it down. Anyways, let's proceed.
Why, hello there, everybody. Welcome to this video. So today, I've got a spicy one for you. We're going to be looking at comments, once again, that people have left on my videos. The 40k fans coming in, trying to cancel me, trying to prove me wrong, trying to tell me, Gamza, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. So we're going to...
I know he's joking when he says, people are trying to cancel me. And that's fucking Gamza already. But, but yeah, people telling him that he's wrong and all that. Now, obviously, the question will be canceling him or what, but I think he just already explained it. But it's just funny to me. This is the same treatment that I get just for speaking my opinion, just for speaking the truth of things, and people don't like truths. It's just the sad reality of this. But I think this was mentioned in the video.
We're going to take a look at some of these crazy comments that the 40k fans leave trying to cancel my ass, and we're going to reply to them here and now.
What in tarnation, don't you ever do a comparison ever again.
I don't want to see that spelling mistake ever again. I have a high feeling this man was Turkish because he types so autistically. And Turkish people are the ones that just deny the truth. I swear, if most 40k fans are from Turkey, it explains a lot of their behavior. They just don't like the truth. They pretend that, they are what they are. Sure. Mr. X Greek.
Thank you very much for the comment, my good man. Your request is denied.
Damn you, Gamza! There doesn't even exist a weapon for space battle in Star Wars that could penetrate void shields. So
I'm just gonna be very nitpicking on this. This is Gamza doing Gamza shit, okay? But for me, what the fuck is this? Fuck, there doesn't even exist a weapon. Please make sense. Please make sense. English is my second language. Fuck ups happen when it comes to me, and then I have to edit a little bit because then on my second check, I'm like, oh fuck, I have to fix this. But people legit left this. And you know what's more embarrassing? This fucking comment is edited, and he still hasn't fixed anything. Oh my god. Obviously, I'm not like a super deep into grammar and shit, but when there's something that is just so common sense. Then again, there's just me expecting people to have common sense on the internet, which that doesn't happen. It's just Basic shit. And they still fail. Funny.
What is there exactly to discuss? XD face. Star Wars.
What is there exactly to discuss? Then why are you commenting in Gamza's video? Oh wait, you're just a little bit retarded that you thought you have this very high, maybe self-esteem, or you just thought you're the fucking main character in the anime show and just wanted to comment it and make yourself feel special and all that. Fuck out of here, man. Fuck out of here. You ain't that guy, pal. You ain't that guy.
Can't win against Warhammer 40k because they aren't in the same power scaling league. Oh, now I see. You literally think a void shield drops after it get hitting once. XD face.
Once you learn how to fucking do like, what, 5th grade level of text English and all that, then you can fucking type. Do not talk to me.
Nothing like the good old-fashioned power fantasy to make yourself feel better, eh? Anyways, we've already discussed the shields already. When it comes to void shields, even solar flares and radiation overwhelm void shields and drop them, and even cut out the communications of the ships themselves. Here's some official lore for you to read yourself, so that way you can actually understand what's really going on, not your power fantasy. That being said, there are many Star Wars weapons that'll drop your shields and blow up your ships.
Stop! Gamza, I'm just gonna say this, Gamza. 40k has no canon, so thus I can just make anything in my head canon, and my power fantasy will come true.
And I want to point something as well. It's more of, but then again, Gamza doesn't need that much, you know, compliments and all that. But I will say though, Gamza didn't even try. Gamza didn't even try. He was like, here, bitch, here's some evidence of the so-called 40k fan that you are, that you know how Void Shield works, and you just showed all this shit. He showed more evidence. He's like, oh, here's something for you to read, and then he just walked away without elaboration. Perfect. Now, obviously, for me, I just take my gloves off and just literally bash down and be like, you see, fucking retard, you little bitch. That's just me. I just like to exaggerate things. I think it's funny, because when things are not true and then you try to exaggerate a little bit, it just becomes funny. But that only works if people know me. But most of the time, most people don't know me, and thus they're retards, and it makes me laugh even more. Because I already know, by default, they don't know me. They don't even watch my shit. And if they do, they already got a misconception of what I do, and they take things very seriously. So I might as well give the credit where credit is due. This shit's epic.
Stop, Gamza! Get some help! Your bait is weak as fuck!
Oh, it's so weak it got you here, so what does that say about you? Weak.
Weak. Oh, that shit's good. I love that. Oh, your bait is weak and yet you're here. It's still funny. Anyways, let's continue.
You are way off. A tie does not go 200 kilometers a second. That's 720,000 kilometers an hour. Canon lore states a tie goes 1200 kilometers an hour, which is 0.33 kilometers a second. You should make a reaction video explaining just how wrong you were.
And Gamza knows how to do kilometers? This guy's not American. What the fuck? Then again, it could be also like he's part Chinese and then part American Indian and all that. Could be something related, but somehow he understands kilometers. That feels foreign to me. Interesting.
Oh my gosh, dude, you are lucky that it is standard practice here that I blur out your name so that way you guys don't look so stupid in front of everybody. But you went to the Wikipedia, right? And you looked up TIE fighters and you looked at 1200 kilometers an hour and you assumed that that's what it was in space. It says 1200 kilometers an hour for atmospheric travel. That's their speed in an atmosphere. You realize that flying through an atmosphere and flying through the vacuum of space are two very different things. Obviously you don't, because you left this comment here because you can't read because you're an idiot.
Oh, fuck. I love this shit so much. How people think they're right, and then they tread themselves over by the very thing that they just read about. Holy shit, this is some arch fucking vibes. But at the same time, this is your 40k fan, by the way. This is your smartest, high, room temperature, intellectual 40k fan that apparently read about the lore and all that, even though they just watched the videos on the side in the background and they thought they know everything. I just hope you understand to a certain extent of these are 40k fans. You might say, oh, you know, I'm not like that guy. No. Trust me. If there's a current 40k fan and says dumb shit like this, there is a high chance you might be one of them. But I can't get over it. So max speed in atmosphere. I think I've come to the belief that people, like, they say the words, they read them, and they say it themselves, like somehow they really believe it. But somehow if you ask them, or you just tell them, like, this says atmosphere, not actual max speed, they just fucking bamboozle themselves. It's fucking hilarious.
I'm sorry, but you're wrong. The universe of 40k runs on, if it's bigger, it's better. Not your puny logic and facts. The moment a Star Trek...
Okay. Actually, I'll hit this comment myself, because I have a counter. Might be a little bit pedantic, but who knows? Let's find out.
Trek enters 40k, it will be overwhelmed by the ridiculousness of the setting.
The only thing that's being overridden by ridiculousness is that logic. Let's continue.
Man, straight to the point. He didn't even try. Yeah, nothing for me to say. I'm like, oh, if it's bigger than better, then why aren't you 6 foot tall? Want you to have big legs and start, like, you know, causing earthquakes and shit. Why aren't you getting bitches, John? Tell me. If bigger is better, then why aren't you big? Why aren't you bulking? Why aren't you Eddie Hall lifting like 500 kilo deadlift all in one day? You can't, because you're like a fucking skinny bitch. They don't even know what big is. And you just have this fantasy like, bigger is better. Shut the fuck up. You insecure, skeleton, Slenderman looking ass. Go eat some fucking meat for once. Then again, there are some dead hookers outside of the street, so they're pretty good in protein, I'm just saying.
Alright, so as you guys know, I made a video called Star Trek Could Stomp Warhammer 40k. Specifically, we're talking about ship battles and stuff. Now, I still stand by that video 100%.
I've watched that video as well, even though I'm not too knowledgeable when it comes to Star Trek and all that. But at least that video, at least I understand where it's coming from. Unless someone had like a really good counter, but as far as I'm aware, I haven't seen anything.
There's been some people that have tried to tear it apart, people who are leaving comments, debate battles, all kinds of stupid stuff about it. But one thing that stood out to me the most is that I had numerous people leaving comments that are straight up lying about what I said in this video. And I'm gonna guess,
Don't you mean every Tuesday? It's just normal Tuesday and shit? He knows, I know about this, but it's just like, you might as well just point it out for the audience that are new and don't know about it. Sometimes I just intentionally just don't explain it. And I'm just like, yeah, go find it yourself, bitch. I got so many videos, you can't find it? Oh, well, too bad.
I'm gonna give the benefit of the doubt here, okay? I don't think they watched the video at all. They probably skipped towards like maybe the middle and the end. They heard me say one thing and then they just started writing giant blocks of text. Check out these comments. This is crazy.
You completely missed what the void shields are. They don't only protect the bearer against the warp, it transfers the energy of incoming fire into the warp, which is vastly different.
Alright, you just straight up making shit up. This is called a straw man argument because I never made that argument in the entirety of the video. 130 thumbs up.
While I love Gamza.
I think Gamza already knows this part, and it's just essentially that, you know, people might like it more, or just people are just very defensive of the IP. He knows that I know that he knows. I think it's just a certain extent, it's just people just hate Gamza, and they just want to finally tell him that he's wrong for the sake of he's wrong, even though they're fucking retarded. But that's a different story for another time.
Vids, the ship shields part is wrong, as 40k ship shields also absorb incoming energy projectiles, not just warp-based tech.
Void shields do not block warp-based technology. They create a disturbance in space-time continuum, which blocks and destroys incoming threats of any kind. In space combat, mostly bullets, plasma, lasers, etc. You're talking about the Geller fields, which are an entirely different thing, used during the warp travel to shield the crew from the warp.
Now, there are way more comments that are just like this, and I'm wondering to myself going, okay, it's one thing to get strawmanned or have one person just make up a lie and all this other thing, but I'm seeing this comment way too many times. And then I figured it out. Okay, what it is, they skipped over the video towards the end, and then they start making comments on the video as if they're experts. So they're trying to argue against incomplete information. When they skipped in front of the video, I was talking about that these void shields block warp-based technology in terms of teleportation. They took that as I was making a full 100% statement that the only thing that void shields do is block warp technology or some whatever fantasy that they're making up. Absolutely insane. I'm like, all you guys do is give further fuel to the fire of why Warhammer 40k fans are some of the dumbest sci-fi fans ever. It's like they are incapable of reasoning or reading and even listening. And the fact that these comments have hundreds and hundreds of thumbs up throughout all of them, it's crazy to me. If you go and look at that video, at 6 minutes and 40 seconds, I'm specifically talking about how void shields work and how they can take multiple hits before they drop the shields. Later on, I start talking about teleportation. Crazy! Just absolutely crazy. But this is a great way to get an insight into the Warhammer 40k fanatics' brain as to why they get their own lore wrong. And then when I correct them, they just automatically assume that I'm some hater. But okay, check out this next.
Okay, he's going for the next comment. Yeah, there isn't much to say. Like, I disagree with him entirely when it comes on this. It's just like 40k fans that think they've read the lore and all that. And then when you challenge them, they really know fuck all. And most of the time, they just grab things that is popular or what is like things that are just memed or just talked about, or it could be a lie as well, being talked about over and over and over again. It just become the truth. It's just 40k fans are just this fucking stupid. They can't fucking read. And then they say some crazy shit like, oh, the old edition is just complicated. You haven't touched an old codex, have you? You don't know shit. Shut the fuck up. And also another thing of, you know, them making shit up, that's pretty fucking common. And especially when they get like a lot more likes. But that's not because, okay, this is more of how I see it at least. It's not because he's right. And as he said, like, there's no point of reasoning the unreasonable when they're just like fanatics of just defending the IP because you're just essentially attacking their personality. But they liked it, not because he's right. They liked it, but because it supports on their side. That's pretty much it. And this is what, to a certain extent, what I've been talking about. 40k fans are not here to reason. They just literally just want to sit there and be like, tell me that 40k is the greatest of them all, okay? Space Marines can just annihilate any other sci-fi, right? Because it's all centers of them. It's all about them. Yeah. And people call me a madman. I'm just going to say that by now. Now, this is just my style of things, obviously. For me, you know, I know Gamza is just explaining, like, this is just what I just said from this video, and this timestamp, in this video. Done. For me, it's just my different flavor. Not only I want to show the video, but also I want to say, okay, this is the video. Here's the, you know, black and white tint, show you what I exactly said. You can watch it yourself, where I can just say, hey, this is my proof. I show you this, and nobody can refute that to a certain extent. But then again, 40k fans being 40k fans, they can't be reasoned with, so why would you? And to a certain extent, I think VTubers might fit that scale as well. Obviously, exceptions to the rule and all that, but if 40k fans attract the dumbest cunts, VTubers might be one of them as well.
Okay, check out this next comment. If you guys want to see the true stupidity of a Warhammer 40k fan, this next comment is a great highlight.
Your assessment of the Void Shields is incorrect. The Void Shields essentially is a portal to the warp, and all damage done to it is basically transferred and done inside the warp. So your phasers and your torpedoes would simply be teleported into the warp. You have to read the books to know that.
That is fucking unbelievable. I have, to a certain extent, from my knowledge, never heard of this. So Void Shields is essentially a portal to the warp. This hurts. This is why I don't touch that much lore stuff. The Pontius can do that shit. He's autistic enough. He can do it. For me, I don't want to deal with it because there's so many fucking retards like this. I mean, it's funny to walk up and be like, all right, so let's look at this. Did this and this and this. Like, I even argued about the fucking female god and all that. Oh, that was something. That was fucking purely beautiful. It was a beautiful sight. And people are still stupid. That's all I'm gonna say. But this comment, man, this is fucking fucking retarded. Alright, guys, enlighten me.
Okay, so first off, we can already see that this man is once again strawmanning me about the whole void shields. Again, it's the same thing where they skip through the video. They don't even understand what the hell's even going on. They just want to act like experts. Second,
that is correct. The reason I'm pausing because I just remembered something. Yeah, he mentioned as well, like, you know, they skipped the video and all that. Now, this is my way of doing it. Now, everybody has their own way of approaching things. Obviously, Gamza is just being a little bit nice and giving them a chance and all that. For me, I'm a little bit the opposite of that. Sure, there are moments where I give people a chance, where if they can answer my question directly, then they have a chance. If not, they're getting fucking mocked, then no mercy, that kind of shit. But for me, right, it's just how I think. It's just essentially, there is a video that explains everything, and if you just follow the fucking video, which they didn't, then I'm gonna fucking blast you. I'm gonna destroy you. Because in my head, it's more of that, okay, there is a simple video, let's just say 10 to 15 minutes. It's not that much. It shouldn't take that long as well. You could have just watched the whole thing, could have just listened to it and all that, even though people just put me in the background and all that. Simple things like that. But if they just skip the video, straw man like that, nah, you aren't getting mercy for that. You had your chance, I'm gonna fucking obliterate you. Or just most likely, I'm just going to ignore you because you're not even worth to be responded. And if I do respond you, it's most likely I'm going to fucking mock you. That is just me.
he says that the torpedoes would get transported to the warp, but I would have to read the books to know that, right? Actually, let's go read one of the books right now, shall we? Shields are only effective against lances, weapons batteries, and Nova cannon. Attacks made by ramming, bombers, oh no, what's that? And torpedoes get inside a ship's shields, and so they provide no protection. But hey, you'd have to read the books to know that. Okay.
Gamza, you're just wrong. Where did you get this? Did you know the old lore doesn't really count anymore other than 10th edition because 10th edition is so great and all that? Like, if this is some old lore that has been retconned, so it doesn't matter. So I am still right. They pull that shit so much. Obviously, if it's a genuine question, it's like, oh, okay, where did you get this from? I'm curious, then fine. But if there's those people that they're like, where did you get this? Tell me the page. No, this is not valid. This is not valid. If it's those types of people, they can go fuck themselves. I can say more right now, but that will be too spicy.
Okay, I saved another good one for last, okay? So, this is a gigantic comment. I'm not going to read this whole thing. Pretty much.
That is something we can agree with. Why the fuck would I have to read this whole fucking paragraph?
Pretty much all of it is wrong. The very bottom part is what I really want to focus on. So to give you guys a little bit of context behind this, this is the Star Wars video that I made, and I'm talking about inertial dampeners on the spaceships. Now, when it comes to Warhammer 40k and their little sky fighters and stuff like that, that a lot of their giant barges release, these guys don't have inertial dampeners. What they have is specialized suits that help them absorb G-forces and stuff. This guy then leaves this comment right here.
The dampeners don't mean shit in space, my guy, since there aren't any G-forces working on the body without gravity, and their suits aren't for G-forces. It's literally so they integrate with the ship's interface.
Oh.
Huh? Hey kid, you came from Stupid Town? Where the fuck did you get that from? Oh yeah, I forgot. They made that. He made that up. Crazy.
Wait, what? So you telling me that inertial dampeners don't mean nothing in space because there aren't any G-forces working on the body without gravity? Oh, what are you talking? So I guess you could be in a spaceship and go from standing still and just immediately accelerate to like 25% the speed of light, and everything is gonna be a-okay, boys, because there's no gravity in space. So you could do all the aerial maneuvers you want. You can be flying in space. You know, you're going 25% the speed of light. You come to a dead stop. You make a sharp turn. Everything's a-okay, guys. There's no need for inertial dampeners.
And also, if you T-pose as well, start spinning around while what's it called, the gyro jet or whatever it's called, like those spherical balls that keep the gravity in check and all that shit. Yeah, that'll just work. You know, just going the light speed and all that. As you can tell, this is fucking retarded.
This is what I have to deal with when it comes to Warhammer 40k experts leaving giant blocks of text in my comment section all the time. My brain melts reading some of this stuff sometimes. But anyways, I'm gonna end this video here. This stuff is just, I can't. My brain just it cuts out when I read stuff like this. It's like game over for Warhammer 40k fans.
I forgive you.
Now you know why I make these videos, and at the end of the day, it gives me some pleasure. It makes me laugh because I don't even hate Warhammer 40k. I thoroughly enjoy the setting. I love it. What it is that I just have to tell the truth, and that's enough to trigger people. Literally, putting the truth in the title of my videos is considered rage bait. That's how insane this is crazy. I could just simply say like Star Trek ships annihilate Warhammer 40k ships, and people actually just think that that's straight up rage bait. It's not. It's an objective statement. Star Trek ships are significantly more powerful than Warhammer 40k ships. Technologically, speed, all of it. Even their weapons are superior to Warhammer 40k. Anyways, I'm going to be rambling off like a madman here.
Well, you have to understand, Gamza, if they just start stating that your video is rage bait, they've already conceded the debate. They've already conceded. So that is most likely the end of the video.
This stuff is just wild to me, that this is how far it's come. The exaggeration.
Yeah, it just pretty much just talks about the end, like how 40k fans are dumb and crazy and all that. Now, hopefully, once I edit this, it doesn't take too long. Most likely going to be 2 times speed. But I'll repeat this again. The reason I want to show this is to show that, to a certain extent, is that 40k fans are this fucking dumb. They're so fucking retarded. And should I make a video about it? Probably. But we'll see eventually if I wanted to do it on my end. But I just want to show it's not just me who has this problem. There's someone like Gamza. He just speaks his opinion that he thinks that is objectively true. That's fine. You may disagree and agree with it. That's fine. But when you get people that are so low temperature IQ and then you say, you conceded. You lost. You can't say anything else other than just that, but that you grabbed from a YouTuber's opinion and you just integrate it in your own head like a fucking retard. I'm not going to do any advertising or anything like that, which you probably have noticed by now, but I just want to show directly, to a certain extent, obviously a little bit of my perspective as well, of how 40k fans, they think they're the top shit. They think they're just so smart, and then when you just throw that in, to prove them that they are wrong. And you don't even have to say they're wrong. You just show this and they're like, what's this, motherfucker? What's this? It's that type of shit. And then they will just like melt their brains, which is absolutely funny. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video soon, hopefully soon. But for the meantime, just enjoy this little commentary video that you might have me on the background and all that. You fucking bitch.